A slightly surprising and puzzling story here. Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith will be available on pay-per-view. This is despite the fact that DAZN are the ones broadcasting this fight, and DAZN was supposed to be the pay-per-view killers. They offer pay-per-view level content certain months, included in the price of the monthly subscription to DAZN, which is just $20. But here they are putting on a pay-per-view for $69.99. What's that all about? Well, the fact that they're doing a pay-per-view isn't the surprising part, because they had talked in the past about, well, Eddie Hearn had talked about how DAZN can do pay-per-view, and I always thought that they would have to do pay-per-view for the AJ Fury fight, because that's surely going to be shown on DAZN and ESPN in the United States when it happens, and ESPN is a pay-per-view platform. So the only way for ESPN to agree to a deal with DAZN to both show the fight is if there's parity in terms of the pricing, or else everybody's just going to go to DAZN if it's only $20, and ESPN you pay $70 or $80 or whatever. So I always expected DAZN to do pay-per-view for that fight. Whereas for Canelo versus Callum Smith, why are they doing pay-per-view? Well, again, given the economic situation, given the fact that Canelo broke away from DAZN, he managed to go to court and get released from his DAZN contract because DAZN didn't want to pay him what was in his contract, because 2020, the economy tanked and many fighters are not getting paid what they used to get paid. So as a major component, as what's the word I'm looking for? As part of the deal, as a requirement, that's the word I'll go with. As a requirement of doing this one fight deal with DAZN for the Callum Smith fight, I'm sure Canelo or his manager or whatever probably proposed the pay-per-view idea, because that's a way to get Canelo the same kind of money that he would normally earn, or the kind of money he was on that original contract when he was with DAZN. So that doesn't surprise me. Here's what does surprise me. Despite the fact that this is $69.99 on pay-per-view, and by the way, this is like pay-per-view plus, because for $69.99, the viewers who purchase it on their cable, through their cable operator, they also get a three month DAZN subscription included with their pay-per-view. But the baffling thing is, at least according to Showtime, is that you could just get it on DAZN alone without buying it on pay-per-view on cable, and it's still going to cost you $19.99 a month. So why on earth would you even bother getting it through cable? If it's available for $19.99 rather than $69.99, who on earth would pay $69.99? I'm sure there are going to be lots of people who do, but it's a head scratcher as to why you would. Are these people so used to the pay-per-view technology, the old school way of consuming content, that it's not worth saving $50 just to watch it to watch it through the internet or whatever? No, they have to watch it through their cable box. Well, it's not particularly difficult in terms of tech savviness. But if you hook up a laptop or whatever, or just download the app, I guess, on your smart TV, you can watch DAZN. You can watch Canelo versus Callum Smith for $50 cheaper than if you got it through your cable operator. So yeah, that's the baffling part to me, that DAZN are still offering it according to Showtime. Well, this is owned by CBS, Boxing Scene. According to Boxing Scene, they're still offering the normal $19.99 DAZN package for December, and that'll include Alvarez versus Smith. Go figure. Now in the UK, mercifully, we're getting a tremendous deal for DAZN, an introductory offer, which is actually crazy. And it's a statement of intent. DAZN are coming into the UK market even more aggressively than they came into the American market. And the reason I say that is because they are offering a monthly DAZN subscription in the UK for $1.99. That is crazy. That is, I mean, when I saw that, I was blown away. So they are seriously trying to undermine the likes of Sky, the likes of BT with that price point. A whole month for $1.99, because Sky and BT, well, BT, a cable, Sky are a satellite subscription service that also does pay-per-view. So if you want to watch boxing on Sky, you got to pay for, well, first of all, we've got this crazy thing in Britain called a TV license. So you got to pay that to be able to watch TV legally. Then you got to pay for your Sky subscription. And the basic package costs a certain amount. Then to have the sports channels where the boxing's going to be on, you got to pay extra on top of that. And then if there's a pay-per-view like for Anthony Joshua, you got to pay more again. Whereas DAZN are coming along and they're saying, here you go, $1.99, you get a whole month of content. That's crazy. You basically get the same kind of content that you would get if you were a Sky subscriber, but for what, 95% less or something crazy like that. I don't know how much a Sky subscription costs. I don't have Sky, but I mean, I used to back in the 1990s, but not since then. But there you go. So interesting development. In the UK, mercifully, we've got it for a cheap price, and people need to jump on that early because they will raise that price, obviously. Once they've got their foot in the door, if they're successful getting their foot in the door and getting a certain amount of subscribers in the UK, they're gonna bump that right up. Yeah, so best to get in early. If they are doing yearly packages in Britain, I'm not sure if they are at the moment, but if they are, it might be worth jumping on that too. Again, this is assuming that DAZN are going to be successful in securing a lot of the maybe top fighters and so on and so forth. Is there an opportunity here for a promoter other than Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren to emerge on the scene and start putting their own shows? I'm talking about in the UK, and start putting their own shows on DAZN. Surely some of these small hall promoters will be, looking to talk to DAZN with a view to doing that. Hopefully that can happen, because that could save boxing in Britain, because boxing is in dire straits. I mean, all over the world it is, but certainly in Britain. The small hall shows, amateur boxing, all that kind of stuff is in dire straits. So DAZN potentially could offer a lifeline to small hall show. I'm not saying they will, but potentially. So anyway, as far as Canelo Smith, not surprising at all to me that it's on pay-per-view. DAZN could not have anticipated the economic catastrophe that we've seen in 2020. And Canelo, of course, wants to get paid. He wants that bag. So it doesn't surprise me that this is pay-per-view. But it does surprise me that you can still get it for $19.99 on a normal DAZN subscription instead. So why would you pay the extra $50? I'll also leave it in this video by talking about how this might set a precedent. Hopefully it doesn't, but it potentially could. If other fighters, if Canelo manages to sell a decent number of pay-per-views, other fighters on DAZN could say the same thing to that platform. They could say, well, Canelo did a pay-per-view. I want to do a pay-per-view. He made all this extra money having the fight run on cable as well. So I want that for my fight. And you could get this bizarre situation where they're offering it for $69.99 on cable and $20 on DAZN. And again, it's kind of pay-per-view plus, because it's $69.99 plus a 3-month DAZN subscription. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you'd like to access all my boxing content advert-free and enjoy the convenience of listening via a podcast app with the option to download in high-quality MP3, then consider joining me on Patreon. In addition to the aforementioned perks, you'll also gain access to exclusive weekly live stream Q&A sessions and hangouts, as well as uncensored, no-holds-barred uploads, which are too blue for YouTube. This includes my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. Just head on over to my Patreon page and select the tier called Hatman Boxing Extra. There's no contract, there's no commitment, it's only £2.50 a month, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of hardcore boxing enthusiasts by signing up with me here on Patreon today.